Alright guys, garden update time. So this video is about 2 weeks old, or will be whenever it gets put out, so it's the last week in June. The wife's going to walk around, kind of show everything, how everything's doing. We're still working on putting some stuff in the ground, but we do have a lot already planted. Like I said, it's June, this video will come out in July, so it's about a 2 week lag on these things, but that's fine, because then it gives us time to kind of learn. So I'll let her take it over.
Our jalapeno is kind of getting taken over by the cucumbers. The cucamelons, if you get closer, you can see the little babies. There's one behind my hand. See, there's some carrots that came up, but this whole patch right here is still pretty empty. And this dirt settled because there's a stick. The tomatoes are growing and changing color. And this is one that we got off the other one. Only 3 of the bush beans came up. We had a couple of the pole beans come up, but that one's not doing so good. And they are starting to want to grab onto things, so I gotta get them staked up. And right now I only see 3 carrot sprouts on this side, so I don't know what's going on with them. Over here I put 2 of the pineapple beefsteaks over here, the other 2 that we had. I put my loofah over there. I put along this side, I put 4 of the black-eyed peas and then 3 of the normal peas on that side. And then we have 6 Amish paste tomatoes over here. And this big onion finally fell over while we were on vacation, so we're gonna get these out. Yeah, still not very big on those 2. Pretty easy to come out though. The moment of truth. Oh. I told you it's gonna be a little bit bigger.
Currently we only have 1 melon, so we haven't done a lot with the watermelon patch, or maybe we got 2 of them, maybe 2.5. So we haven't done a lot with the watermelon patch, mostly just putting the black plastic down so it's covered and it's ready to plant. We just haven't planted anything in it yet.
The volunteers are about 50-50. The tomatoes are doing better than everything else. This one on the other side of the fence, I got a little cherry tomato off of yesterday, day before yesterday. These 2, we had to help them out and put the cages on because they were getting heavy. But as you see, they got lots of tomatoes on there, and they look like a little bit bigger than the cherries. So maybe it's a bigger variety. I don't know. We'll see.
So we've finally got most of the big area covered. It didn't go as good as what we thought. This is like the 5th time that we've had to put this plastic down, because we'd put it down and it'd be good for the day and the wind would come and rip it half up, and then we used longer spikes and those spikes didn't work, and now we're on the 3rd set of like 8-inch spikes. So my recommendation is, if you're going to do a big area like this, don't. Right, separate it up by a little bit. Also, don't overlay your plastic. Do one, spike it all down, put the other one right beside it, because we were trying to overlay like 4 to 6 inches of overlay. It didn't work out too well.
Right here I ended up putting all the peppers. If you look at this row, you can tell that the heat's already got to some of them. That was all the mini stuffing peppers. But it looks like one of the, what is that? One of the jalapenos is still kicking, and then we've got 2, what does that say? Sugar. Like 2, maybe 3 of the sugarish peach peppers still going. Chinese 5-color. All 4 of them are still doing pretty good. And then that is the bell pepper. We lost 2, but 2 still going. So about half. We've lost a couple tomatoes, which tomatoes don't really like heat. So we've lost 1, 2, 3. I know there's black tomatoes out here. There's brown sugar, great white, and some terracotta. So far, right now, right here, I've planted 6 cantaloupes. You can see that some of them are already starting to sprout. Right here, I did like mini pickling cucumbers. Like you'd see like the little bitty pickle shapes in the jars at the store. I got some of those. There's a sprout right next to my foot. And these 2 rows, I've got what you would normally call as, what you normally see as pickling cucumbers. There's a sprout here. I had some bigger ones down there. I'm hoping those 2 are just deciding to lay down and they're not dying down there. We got 2 different kinds right here. This row on my left is just normal like green slicing cucumbers. This side is the white Armenian cucumbers. Lots of sprouts over here. And then these 3 rows, we've got all kinds of like squash, like crookneck, patty pan, zucchini. I can't remember if there was another kind. Cocozelle, that was the other kind. Cocozelle, zucchini squash.
So, like I said, we are behind on our planning. So that was kind of the first problem, was that we're getting all this stuff in pretty late in the season, and it went from like, oh, spring, not that bad, to summer. Welcome to summer, 110 degrees out of nowhere. So obviously that's taking a toll on our plants. So the way it looks, we're not going to have a great season, but it's something.
And then it should get us ready for next year.
Yeah. Yeah, so the tarp, how me doing all that tarp work kind of put us on the delay, because we had an idea, the idea didn't work. We had another idea, tried it, didn't work. And so now, if you can tell from the video, like, the tarp is not pretty. At first it was pretty and it was overlaid and all the grass was covered and it was perfect and it looked good, and then everything got ripped up.
And it pulls up and then the heat kind of shrinks it and it don't fit right no more.
Yeah, so we are using 8-inch or 36-inch 6-foot. My goodness, I'll get it right. So we're using 8-inch pegs to go in the dirt. But then sometimes you can only get them in like halfway. Well, then originally we were using 6-inch pegs, and you can only get those in halfway. So maybe the extra inch, really matters. And then we ordered a bunch of 18-inch fabric from Vivor. And if you know anything about Vivor, their shit is terrible. It was supposed to be 3 foot wide. Then you're supposed to, like, that was the measurement length. But then it was only 18 inches, and you were supposed to unfold it, but you couldn't unfold it because, right, it's Vivor. So obviously we had issues with that. We had a bunch of that stuff, and I put it all down. And, hey, I'm excited. Let's do it. It sucks because you're doing 18 inches at a time on an area that's 50 foot wide. Took a while. I got some of it down, and then the very next day, it's across the road. So now we've got 6 foot wide fabric. And obviously, the way we do the garden is expensive. So don't do like us, right? Grow food, but don't spend a bunch of money, because that's what we've done. But like she said, next year, already having the plastic down, already having a couple bags of dirt, already having the, everything set up like we want it, next year, or at least this fall, we should be able to hit the ground running when we want to. So we will see what we get, if we get anything. And either the fall crop or next spring crop will be a little bit better, hopefully. But yeah, that just goes to show those people that are like, oh, I'll just carry seeds in my bag and I can grow anything anywhere. Yeah, not so much. So we'll give you guys an update in like a week or two. Bye-bye.